Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Lover Drive here, and today we've got the latest and greatest Rust Console Edition dev blog and the patch notes. We're going to be covering both those in a double dookie here, and it's going to be a good one because, well, we're getting right into it. So, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the console edition of Rust Next Generation. So, the Next Generation is what's covered in the dev blog, along with some free skins and stuff like that that you can get whether you're on last gen or current gen. Anyways, we're going to get into all that. First off, when it comes to pre-ordering the game, pre-orders should be live on both the Xbox and the PlayStation Store, so if you want to spend some of your hard-earned money early, now is the time to do it. In addition to that, they go over the editions you've got. You got base, deluxe, and ultimate editions, and some of you will be getting those for free. If you're getting them for free, you should be able to go to the store and see that they're free. Like, you should be able to just see that you've already pre-ordered them and you don't need to buy them again. But the way it works is if you have base edition of the old last gen version Rust, you get the base edition of current gen Rust. If you had the deluxe edition, you get the deluxe edition. If you had the ultimate edition, you get the ultimate edition. So basically, whatever edition you paid for, you're getting. Additionally, there's a pretty steep discount if you, say, have the base edition and want to upgrade to the deluxe or ultimate edition. If you're interested, I definitely would recommend upgrading. You're going to get a lot of Rust coins, some exclusive skins, and you get access to the game 7 days early. That's one of the things they covered here, too. So we're going to get into that a little bit later, but first let's talk about disc owners. So if you own a Rust Console Edition disc, what you're really doing is just getting a code and downloading the game, and you basically get treated the same way that you're treated if you bought the game from a store. You're getting the Next Generation Rust free for whatever edition you have. One thing to note is some disc owners have been stating that it doesn't seem like they're getting the game for free. If that is you, make sure you do get a hold of the devs, right? That's what you should be doing in a case like this. File a bug report, talk to the devs. The Rust console team is a smaller team. The game is not a huge game. So if you get on Discord, you might actually be able to DM some of the community manager. Just DM them, right? Tell them what's up and they're going to try and fix the problem for you. That's what I'd recommend. But if you get the disc, you should be able to get the upgrade for free, just like you bought the game on the store. There's no difference. You still spend money. You still got the game. You should be treated as such, and they're doing that. Also, they talk about some exclusive skins that you're getting. We've covered those in other videos, but basically, you get some really sick-looking garage doors, and better yet, you get some nice armor, including a backpack skin. So that's pretty good. It's black, it's nice, it's going to help you out at night. And if you got the Ultimate Edition, you get that Sniper. In addition, you do get Rust coins, which are really nice, and you get early access to the game. So they cover that. They say mark your calendars. The game drops on the 26th of June. And if you want to get in early access starts on the 19th of June. And that's for anyone who has the deluxe or ultimate edition of the console edition of Rust. And the way that the wipe's going to work, this isn't covered in the dev blog, but I did look into this. The way the wipe's going to work is if you're on a monthly server, the wipe is going to be 1 month and a week. So people are going to get 1 week to play on the monthly servers early if they've got the deluxe or ultimate edition. And if you're on a weekly server, you just get 1 week to play on the weekly server and then it wipes as normal. So yeah, if you're on a monthly server, that first month is going to go extra long. So do be prepared for that, especially if you're getting in late. If you're getting in with the base edition, maybe start with weeklies because you're going to be starting off at a pretty solid disadvantage. Now, moving on, they do talk about the first gen look with Obi. I talked about that in a different video, but Obi on YouTube, everybody should subscribe to him because awesome Rust console content creator. Probably he is the biggest Rust console content creator. So show some support, show some love. Let's get him to 1 million, right? Also, in addition to that, they've got a final old gen update. That would be the patch notes. We're going to talk about that. And the Rust Console Edition turns 4, which means you get a free skin. It's a pretty sick looking pistol skin. It's black and red. So what you do is you've got between the 30th and the 27th the 30th of May and the 27th of June to claim this. It says you can claim this at the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store. So going to either of these stores, you should be able to claim the skins. I don't even think you need to log in to do this. You can do this from a laptop, which is probably what I'll do because I'm still abroad. I'm still traveling. I'm still doing my thing. Yeah, I know I travel a lot, but I like traveling. It's a nice little hobby. I've got a lot of time on my hands, and it works. Anyways, moving on. They've got cakes for the in-game celebration, so the 4th anniversary cake will be live with this update that just dropped, the patch notes we're going to be covering, and it's going to be available until June 27th. This means you shouldn't be expecting that cake to be in the next-gen version. So the next-gen version is going to drop, the cake's probably not going to be there, but for everybody on old-gen, you're going to get the cake for 1 month. Now, let's get into the patch notes. So this will be patch note 2.17. This is likely the last patch, or the last the last significant patch that we should expect to see for the console edition of Rust on last gen. I'm sure there's still going to be a few fixes here and there, but to be honest, it doesn't make sense for D11 to be focusing anything on this game right now because they're sunsetting it. This thing is over. It's like Harvey Weinstein's career. This thing is not coming back. It doesn't matter how sick it was doing before. It's dead, done, and gone. It's going to be buried. Anyways, let's get into the patch notes. So first, we've got community server changes. They fixed a bug where ban item, all command continue to allow players to craft that item. So if you ban an item, players can keep crafting it by using a certain command. They fixed a bug where the clear whitelist command did not kick players from whitelist enabled CMS servers. The delete item prompt when spectating now works as intended. Yeah, let's see. They fixed a bug where players in custom PvP zones on a non-PvP server could not damage another player at the very edge of the zone. So this is something that people are probably using to troll a little bit, so that's good that they fixed that. For the gameplay, dropped items will no longer fall through the world or go through foundations when being killed by being under an elevator. So this is good because this is a bug that's always existed, and they finally gotten to the point where they're fixing the bug for elevators, which most people probably don't use. Most of you probably don't even know elevators are in the game. Because let's be honest, like, who uses elevators? What are you doing with elevators? Why are you... You leave your comment down below. What are you doing with elevators? The players will no longer fall through terrain nearby the military tunnel monument. They fixed a bug where sleeping players' collider height does not follow the player model. Visuals. They fixed a bug where player models disappear at a certain distance, so that's always good. They're still going to disappear at a distance, but they're going to disappear to farther draw distance, which is always really nice. One of the things I always talk about with any game is draw distance really does matter. Having extra draw distance gives you a really big advantage because you can see players before those players see you. So if you're on PC or if you ever get that option on console, always make sure the draw distance is as far as it will go. If you've got to sacrifice graphical fidelity for draw distance, I'd recommend doing it if you want to be competitive. If you're playing an RPG, who cares? But if you want to be competitive, make sure you got that. In addition to this, the Tribal Assault Rifle and Tribal MP5A4 skins in-game will now reflect what is shown in the locker. The other changes that they did, the translation has been fixed for industrial items. So for those of you who don't speak English, you're not watching this video, why do you care? If there's anyone who needs that translation and you're listening to this video, what's going on, buddy? Like, just... If you can understand me, you can understand the game, switch it over to English, it's going to be a much better experience. Like, there's this thing where I saw online, there were these people that were like, they didn't like this series of a show, Stargate. I love Stargate. It's my favorite show ever, right? Like, they're talking about Stargate Atlantis, and like, these jokes aren't hitting. Like, they're just bad. Like, the script was bad. Turns out the translations are bad, but it's like, dude, you are speaking in English, on an English forum about this, complaining in English about an issue that you run into because you're listening to, like, dubbed audio. Just switch over to English. It's going to be a much better experience. I think they went ahead and I hope they went ahead and did it because honestly, like Stargate Atlantis, the script kicks ass. If you think the script is bad and you're listening to this video, switch over, watch it in English. It's good. I swear to God. And now that we've brought up a show that's like 20 years old, which makes me sad that is my childhood that I'm watching slowly fade into a nostalgic bliss. But that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. It's good to be back. It's good to do the patch notes. It's good to do that blog. And it's good to see Rust Console Edition moving forward. Until next time, peace.